The following is a Mission Studios podcast.
Please remember, my little Podverse family, like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your podcast platform of choice. It helps me out and works the algorithm to get better rankings and bring our little podcast family to more listeners. Thank you, and on with the show. Welcome to the Podverse podcast. We like to stir up minds, emotions, and thoughts. Episodes will be emotional, some will be a bit comical, and everything else in between. But all will have a message and be given from the heart. So sit back, get comfy, and enjoy the journey. Ever feel like you're on the edge of loneliness, drawing, pulling, but never really having the complete warmth and love of another human being? Not sexual, not infatuation or lustfully, but a different type of relationship. A relationship that lets you experience a kind of intimate closeness, a kindred relationship, if you will, that is purely platonic. Have you ever craved the want of someone else, but not in a sexual way of any sort? Wanting someone physically close to you because they have no hidden agenda, knowing they are really there for you without question. What have we done to our interpersonal skills? Have we lost the ability to cultivate a relationship? And where does respect come from these days? It's so hard to find a true sign of respect or deep camaraderie. In my opinion, the first step is building a true level of realism. If you're not real, who are these people getting to know? Truly being available to the person you wish to befriend. Everyone tries to say the right words and do the right things. So many have forgotten how to be real in their pursuit to be liked and accepted. It's so weird the overwhelming majority of our relationships are platonic. But when it comes to feeding and nourishing the relationship, where is the work these days? So many times something comes up, something else is more pressing, or contact is lost altogether, leaving one party to wonder, what the hell happened? So on and on it goes, revolving, becoming less and less intimate. Now, as we look around, some people are acting like people are disposable. Where is the love for your fellow man? What is it going to take for us to wake up and realize something has to change? You know, these days, the way people are treated reminds me of shopping at the big supermarkets. We all make our lists and head to the grocery store with our assumptions that what we need is going to be there. So we continue to the grocery store. We pick our veggies, our favorite loaf of bread, maybe a soft, succulent pear. Well, depending on the time of year, of course. We walk over and grab some nice fresh-cut flowers for someone special, all the while acting like the food and flowers were waiting there just for us. That is how a lot of us act towards our friends these days. We walk to our favorite meeting place expecting the people we want to see are just going to be there as the food in the grocery store. What people are not doing is taking the time in this busy world. We rush here and there, just fitting people into our schedule, not making time specifically for them, so we can learn and build. Remember, this is how we cultivate and grow, with the sharing of emotions and genuinely listening. Not waiting for them to finish talking so we can say our piece because, ours is so important, don't you know? What we forget is those succulent pears and beautiful flowers take lots of love, care, and time to grow. When was the last time you grew a plant or watched one grow? It used to be we had gardens outside and we learned from our families the art of cultivation. Taking the time to grow and nurture a flower to bloom from a seed, planting and tilling the soil, then planting a tomato plant and making sure it gets enough fertilizer and water, just the right mix so we don't kill it, being careful and warm, always taking enough to feed ourselves and not strip the plant and ruin it for next season. Why is there such a rush to get everything now? We need to love instantly. We need to understand right now what is going on. We wait and are thankful for 14 to 60-year-old wine or aged whiskey. It's horrific how we expect to love right now every time. There is no longer cultivation to platonic love. Forgiveness has to be on our specific terms. And what has our expectations of other people come to? When was the last time you called somebody ready to just listen in case they were hurting? Or maybe you just wanted to see how they were, and if they had something great to share. Maybe take a 10-minute break and give that platonic friend a call just to tell them you care and genuinely see what they're up to. Not asking because you know the follow-up is going to be, "So, how have you been?" And you can go on about your news. No. Calling because you want to hear about them. So how do we change or make this a nicer situation? Platonic relationships are the core of our society. And I know some of us have strong platonic relationships. When we really look inside, though, do we all treat our friends with the love and devotion they deserve? Do we make the effort, or do we fit them in? Nobody else needs to hear your intimate thoughts. As I said before, this is just for you, so you can lie to yourself if you wish. Ask yourself, are you as good a friend to others as you deserve to have in your life? We can all think of ways to be better friends like Joey, Rachel, Phoebe, and the gang on that amazing show Friends from back in the 90s. I think we owe it to ourselves and to the people we want to have as true friends to practice and make new ways to show our friends how much we really love them. Maybe you can make plans to start to cultivate a friendship you want to be stronger. Maybe take a drive or walk over and invite your friend out in your car to take them for a walk, just to do something nice. Like a walk in the park to share the experience and show someone. Not only tell them how important they are, show them how valuable they are to you. These are the types of things I think we need to get back to. Take it from someone who has really screwed up more than a few opportunities to have great platonic relationships because of my all-about-me attitude back in the day. Heck, my brother and I, A.C. Fisher, had a hell of a time. When we first met, we hated each other. We wanted nothing to do with each other, but over time, life changed and we grew closer. Then we started to cultivate, and now, some 18 years later, nothing can come between us. When we realized there was no getting away from each other, no matter how hard we fought it, and believe me, we fought it, we smartened up. It was slow and a little bit at a time, but we ended up coming around, and that man is now not only my brother, but the most trusted person in my life. I know, without a doubt, he has my back under any circumstance. And this is because we took the time to cultivate, to learn, and to grow together. So this week, my little Podverse family, let's make the effort. If we are not that strong at platonic relationships, heck, even if we already are great at making platonic relationships solid, let's do something extra once a month for those platonic friends we have, just to let them know how genuinely loved they are. And a quick, just so you know, my brother AC happens to host Turn Up the AC podcast. Give it a listen. It really is a great show. You can find it at www.acfisherpod.com. Have a fantastic week, my Podverse family, and keep yourselves safe and stay strong. I love you all.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Podverse podcast. Whatever you take from this message, it is given freely and with the utmost respect. Any support for the Podverse podcast is always welcome and can be left at our website, www.pod-verse.com. Whether support is by way of suggestion, story, constructive criticism, or maybe you wish to sponsor an episode, there is never any obligation. We just hope to create a wonderful experience for you in this Podverse community. Also, be sure to check us out on our social media. Join us on Facebook at Podverse Podcast Group or on Twitter at pod_verse. Chat with you in the next episode.